take a sip of my coffee and wake up again. Okay. I just got that all over me. Hey guys, it's Michaela. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For today's tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you how I put on my foundation so that it looks flawless and just looks beautiful on the skin. So here we go. So first and most importantly is how your skin's going to look whenever you do your foundation. Your skin is the most prized possession when it comes to this foundation tutorial and foundation in general. So be sure that you are cleansing, you're exfoliating, you're moisturizing, all of those things so that your skin can look bright, plump, and beautiful once you put your foundation on, and just in general. You can obviously see I have a couple breakouts here, but I've been working on them. They're trying to get settled down, and we're gonna see how far that can go. But I'm gonna be showing you me putting on moisturizer, primer water, and then foundation. So first I'm gonna go in with this GlamGlow moisturizer that I got from Sephora. This was from my birthday actually, which was about a month ago, but it has seemed to last me until today. And this moisturizer is also a luminizing moisturizer, so you'll see it has some glow and some sparkle in it too. So as you can see, I am a little glowy. You can kind of see right under here. I am a little bit glowy, which is really going to help bring out some depth to the foundation once I lay it on. It won't just look flat. It'll have a little bit more shimmery. Not so much glowy, but it'll have some shimmer underneath of it. Next, I'm going to be going in with this Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water, and I'm just going to spritz it all over my face. I feel like this just really gets my pores ready for what's about to come. So it's not only just a primer, but I feel like it just kind of gets everything set in place before I put it on. So, and I just like to pat around my skin to make sure it's not super duper wet as soon as I put the foundation on, or in this case, primer. For primer, today I'm going to be using this e.l.f. Hydrating Primer. I feel like this really just blurs the pores a little bit, which are enlarged around my nose. And this is really good. It's almost like a lotion, but it has a silicone feel to it too, which is what's gonna blur everything. So I don't take very much. The problem with getting too much primer on is that it can make you oily. So I like to just take about a pea size and just put that all over the face and then just really rub it in and press it into the skin. Alright, so now that we're all primed, prepped, and ready, it's time to get down to the nitty-gritty. I have about 5 different foundations that I'm going to talk about. We're definitely not using all of them, but I just want to give you some examples based on what your skin type is and what type of look that you're going for the day. So first, I'm going to be showing you if you want just medium to full coverage, pretty lightweight, with a dewy finish, not too matte, not too shiny, probably a semi-matte to a dewy finish, then I would recommend this TooFaced Born This Way foundation. The only thing about this foundation is that once it dries, I don't think it would be very fitting. I have more oily to normal or combination skin. I get a little oily around my nose, and then I'm normal pretty much everywhere else. So it was pretty fitting for me. I just am not crazy about the coverage. But if it fits for you, you know, I like full coverage. It is buildable, but I just felt like by the end of the day I was sweating it off. But that's not going to be the case for everybody. So if you want to give it a shot, that's one that I highly recommend. If you have combination skin and you also want a really dewy finish, then I would recommend these NYX Total Control Foundation Drops. Of course, you know, it does stink that it comes in this teeny tiny little bottle, but a little bit goes a long way. It has a little dropper in it, and you just put some drops on your face, and then you blend it in with either your brush or a beauty blender, and it gives you a beautiful finish. It's almost like a satin with a little bit dewy around the cheeks where it needs to be dewy. That's where it's dewy. So it looks beautiful, and once it's set, oh, it's so good. For a little bit cheaper of an option, I found one at Walmart. This is the LaLa Second Skin Foundation. I think I bought this foundation for about $5 at Walmart. Let me tell you, it is one of the best lower end or drugstore products that I have ever bought. It's a very medium to full coverage foundation, probably way closer to the full coverage. It gives you a beautiful finish. I recommend it for all skin types, and it's absolutely amazing. Another foundation that I highly recommend is going to be more for the oily to combination or normal skin types. The Loreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. This is considered a medium coverage, a lightweight foundation. I would agree it's very lightweight. It's not super heavy or very thick, and once you put it on, it's very buildable. If you first put it on and it's just not enough coverage, you can touch up wherever you need to, and then it'll fully cover everything. But I think if you're more oily, like I am on the nose, it definitely helps control the oil, and it gives me a very, very nice finish throughout the day. Finally, last but not least, this is my all-time favorite so far, and the one I'm going to be using today. So this is the Fenty Pro Filter Soft Matte Foundation. This is going to be in the shade 150, and I'm using a beauty sponge to apply. And I like to use this is going to sound like a lot, but it's really not. I like to use about 2.5 or 3 pumps right on the bottom of the sponge. We'll start the applying. Alright, now that it's all been applied to the face, I just realized that I didn't really get to tell you anything about this foundation. So this foundation is really good for all skin types. It has a very matte finish to it if that's what you're going for. It has very medium to full coverage. It is buildable if you're not satisfied the first time you do it. I just love the finish that it gives you because it's not super matte. It's not like, wow, she's so dry, it's crazy matte. You know, it's got a little bit of dewiness to it, as you can see around here. You can see a little bit of shimmer and a little glossy looking, as I like to call it. But it's not crazy matte around my dry areas. I have heard lots of people with dry skin or oily skin that this has been one of the best foundations that they've ever found. So after putting all this foundation on, next I'm going to be taking a brush and I'm going to make sure that it's really smoothed out and just kind of press it in to the skin. For today, I'm going to be using this angled foundation brush. Alright, now that we've got this beautiful looking foundation on, it's time to start the highlighting, brightening, and concealing step. So if you are new to the beauty world, I'm sorry that you haven't heard of this product, but it's about to change your life. It's gonna be this Shape Tape Concealer by Tarte. This is going to be in the color Fair Neutral. Now for anybody who is already gonna tell me, I know that this color is a little bit lighter than my skin and a little bit lighter than what anybody else would probably recommend for me. However, I feel like it really brightens up and gives some depth to my face. I know that sounds funny, but highlighting different areas and contouring the other areas gives a lot of contrast to the way that the face looks. So first, we just take this little wand out, and I like to put a little bit on my chin, on my nose, the forehead, and then under the eye. Now with this concealer, a little bit definitely goes a long way. Do not use a ton. If you use a ton, it will crack, it will cake. It doesn't matter what you do, it will just be, when it's too much, it's too much. I'll be taking this little beauty sponge and just going for it. Alright, so as I'm sure that you can see, it is much brighter under the eye, around the mouth, and a little bit on the forehead. It's not too bad. But for the next step, we're really going to be blending it all together, and it's just going to look beautiful by the end. So for contouring, I'm going to be using this Wet n Wild contouring palette. This is a pretty new one that I've gotten. So you can get this little contour palette and 2 different colors. This is the lighter of the shades. It's called Dulche de Leche. I can't remember the name of the other one, but it's a little bit deeper of colors. For the face, I'm going to be using this brush. And then also, as I forgot to mention, I will be contouring my nose to make it appear a little bit smaller. I don't hate my nose, don't hate anything about my face. It's just an artistic thing that I like to add, and I like to see how it goes. So I will be using this little brush here. This is the Morphe M459, and that's what I'll be taking on my nose. Dipping into this deeper shade, and then go for, oh wow, girl, did not mean to get that much. Okay, I'm just gonna leave that there for a minute. I hope this blends out. Next is going to be blush. For today I'm going to be using the Becca. This is a split duo, but I'm going to be using this bottom shade. This is Flower Child. And I'm just going to take a fluffy brush and pounce just a little bit over the cheekbone. After this step, we are just about done with the face. Next is going to be what most people call baking or setting, whatever you prefer to call it. For today, I'm going to be using the TooFaced Born This Way setting powder. I'm going to be taking this Real Techniques sponge. I like that it has the flat edge, so that's what I use. It's most helpful for setting and baking. I know a lot of people typically set under their eyes, but for me personally, it just does not work. I always get creasy, always get cakey. I just haven't nailed it down just yet. So bear with me here. But the rest of the face, it's very important to set this foundation. That way it lasts you at least all day and it's not going to go anywhere once you touch your face. Like right now it's pretty tacky still, so it just really needs something to kind of hold it in place. I'm just going to dip in with the flat part, and I'm going to be taking this along the jawline. This is really also going to bring out that contour. This is going to create a straight line. Finishing off with the baking, you know, we see that this is baking here. It's really setting in and melting into the foundation. It's really just going to let it sit there all day on the face, and it's not going to move anywhere. Then I also put some setting powder right on my nose. This way it also helps with the contouring. It makes the nose look even smaller than it already did. After this, we take a big fluffy brush and we just wipe it all off. There's only one more step to doing the face, and that's gonna be the highlight. If you know me, you know that highlighter is my absolute favorite product of a makeup routine. I'm gonna try and go for a glowy but subtle look using this Becca Moonstone highlighter. I'll let you see the inside. You can see I've used a pretty good bit of this. So I'm just going to take this little brush. So I'm just going to kind of dip in and rub the brush around. And then what I like to do is take the closest setting spray that I have, spritz a little on the brush after you already have the highlight on there, and then apply. So I like to put mine right above the cheekbone and right around where the eye socket is, and then above the brow bone too. Now that the face is done, I'm just gonna go off camera real quick and finish up my face, and then I'll be right back. Alright everybody, this is the finished look. There's only one last step after this, and I promise you it is probably the most important step, which is the setting spray. So for today, as you saw previously that I used with my highlight, I'm going to be using the Milani Make It Last setting spray. It's supposed to make your foundation and your face last until, I think it says 16 hours. I'm just going to spritz a little all over my face and then we'll be done. And there you have it, guys. This is the finished look. Thanks, guys. See you next time. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And thank you.